Mm. There is something very, very important for me to understand and be very, very aware of in this particular lifetime. And that is, I will always be at a higher risk of placing myself in the martyr role. I am saying this because sometimes I forget. I will define this role because it will help me to understand the characteristics of it so I can recognize it when it is in its more subtle form, so that I can step in the way and redirect myself or distract myself so as not to become overwhelmed by the complete exhaustion of that role. What I mean by martyr, of course, is one who will overzealously deliver on a purpose and energy and expectation, oftentimes from from external sources, combined with what exists internally from the desire to be of service to others, to the point of depletion, to the point of exhaustion, and ultimately, at the greatest risk, to the point of annihilation. Of course, I could go back in time in history and see so many famous martyrs who lost their lives for their causes. Well, the good news is that this one, me, came through this time now to say, oh no, I'm not doing that anymore. Not wearing that hat, not wearing those clothes, not putting that word on my business cards, not going to lose myself to the martyrdom. And the reason it is so difficult for me right now is because these others who I love dearly, who I call family, have cycled with me before in other lifetimes, and they have come to expect this behavior from me. They have come to expect the martyrdom, and they avail themselves of how it offers them the support in their lives. So yes, it is complicated, as I say. Yes, it is tricky. Yes, it is sticky. And yes, I must do it anyways. I came here as a new, fresh experience for this exact reason. If I do not find the way to claim the type of being that I wish to be and arrange the types of relationships in the way that they need to be in order to be of service to me as well, well, then guess what? I just have to cycle back and do it again and again and again. And just that idea makes me so tired, I want to go to bed. I want to say, never mind to this whole thing. And so it is true that I have so many ideas within me, and I am ready to give birth to some of them right now. There has already been the gestational period in which I am able to grow and manifest such wondrous ideas. And the earth plane is asking for me to bring all of the ideas I have forward in order to determine and decide which ones are for now and which ones are for later. And I will not know until I allow them to be birthed, until I allow them to have their form, to take their shape, to meet and greet me in this physical way. And so here is a brief list of what I can do right now to start to strengthen my internal resolve to decline the often inviting invitation to go back into what is familiar, which is martyrdom. Number one, sleep. If I do not sleep sufficiently, I will not be clear-headed, clear-minded, or of clarity of thoughts. And so this must be, as a foundation, that which I derive much, direct much attention to. I must get more sleep than I believe that I need, and I must protect that sleep as I would a small child, for it is essential. Number two, honesty. I must first start with being very honest with myself. Like right now, for example, I will say, I actually do wish to leave this business, but not permanently. I wish to take a sabbatical of sorts. I wish to leave it and feel completely unconnected from it for a brief period of time, of a time of my own determining, so that I can remember what it feels like to be free, and that can be a creation of a brand new soil, fertile soil from which I might grow. You see, I wish to return to it, for it is of great value to me, and a lot of my ideas are already incorporated and growing within this particular business. And I love that, and I love this. And I also wish to say with quite clarity, with quite honesty, that yes, indeed, I do wish to go, and I will define a period of time in which I do so. Number 3. Integrity. Integrity is something that has always and will always be profoundly important to me. I am not questioning my own integrity. Rather, I become very upset, very irritable, very grouchy, very feisty when I am recognizing that there is a break in the integrity or a temporary lack in the integrity with others. I am not only speaking of those with whom I work, but those with whom I share any type of energy, of business, of relation. And so this word, well, it is so important to me: integrity, being integrated, being connected, being part of the wholeness, the oneness. When I am able to perceive that things are outside of the integrity, I must allow for myself to perceive where my work needs to either become greater and more focused in that arena, or where I'm meant to release it. Sometimes resuming integrity means I have to let something go in order to be in its own way, with its own sphere, and not to add to it with my own intense and tense, balled up energy around the lack of integrity. I know that this affects me deeply, and this is something I wish to attend to, so that it may be of a freer way I can experience myself. This short list is sufficient for me to get back in my centered, grounded, spirited way, and I am ever so grateful for this experience of life. I value life so immensely, so intensely. I am a gorgeous light in the world, and of this I am certain.